Let's learn the grammar of using so as to, in order to, so as not to, and in order not to. But we're going to learn that through a story. The story is about Mina, a girl from a small town who has a big dream. Let's read about her. Mina was a quiet girl from a small town, but she had a big dream to become an astronaut. Everyone laughed and said, "You? Space? You're scared of elevators." So she had a big dream. She wanted to become an astronaut, the person who goes to space. But people said, you can't do that. You're afraid of elevators. Elevator, the place you go, to go to higher levels of a building. You can see it in a picture, an elevator. So people said, you are afraid of elevators. You're surely afraid of going to space. But Mina didn't give up. She read space books, watched rocket videos, and even wore a helmet made of a salad bowl. Her cat refused to join her space missions, but her little brother became her alien assistant. So she doesn't give up. Give up is quit, to say goodbye. No, she doesn't give up. She is not a quitter. She read books. She read space books. And as you can see, on her head is a salad bowl. Bowl is what you see. It's for food or for eating. It's for salad. But she put it on her head as if she's an astronaut. She's not an astronaut, but she pretends to be because she wants to follow a dream. Her cat refused to join. The cat was like, I'm not part of this. The cat didn't want to help, but her brother wanted to help. Her brother was like, I'm an alien. Alien is a different species from space, like not humans. And he was like, I'm an alien and I'm your assistant. So the brother was very supportive. Support is important. At school, her teacher asked what she wanted to be. She said, I want to walk on the moon. The class laughed, but the teacher smiled and said, then let's start with a science class. So at school, when they ask her, what do you want to be? She says, oh, I want to be an astronaut. And everyone laughs, ah, ha, ha, you can't do this. But the teacher is a good one. She says, you need to study science and you can achieve the goal. The teacher said she needed to study science in order to motivate her, in order to encourage her. So, in order to is used to show purpose. She spoke nicely in order to give her energy. Years later, Mina was flying in a real spaceship, looking down on Earth. Her salad bowl was in a museum. When asked how it all started, she said, I had a big dream and I never let it go, even when people laughed. So later, she becomes an astronaut. She's looking down at Earth, and the salad bowl she used to wear on her head, now is in a museum because it's very inspirational. And when people ask her, how did it all start? She said, I had a big dream, but I never let it go. Let go is quit, to stop, say, oh, I will just give it away. No, she kept on to the dream, even when people laughed. So let's go to the grammar that we want to learn. It's here. In order to, so as to, in order not to, so as not to. This is used to show why someone does something, the reason. For example, she read space books to learn about rockets. Why did she read space books? Because she wanted to learn about rockets. She read space books to learn about rockets. She wore a helmet made of a salad bowl to pretend she was an astronaut. Why did she wear a salad bowl? Because she wanted to pretend she was an astronaut. So instead of because, we can use to. She wore a helmet made of a salad bowl to pretend she was an astronaut. Mina studied hard in order to achieve her dream. Because she wanted to achieve her dream. So she studied hard to achieve her dream. She trained to overcome her fear of elevators. Train is to practice, to learn and practice. So she had a fear of elevators and she trained hard to overcome, in Italian, I think they say superare. It's to have more power than something, to defeat the problem. Next one, she kept trying to prove the others wrong. She kept trying to prove the others wrong. So she tried hard. Why? Because she wanted to say to the others, "You're wrong. I achieved the goal." She kept trying to prove the others wrong. In the book Grit by Angela Duckworth, she talks about this either in the book or in a speech. She talks about how sometimes we just want to show to others that they're wrong. We want to say, "See, I did it. I'll show you." So sometimes we want to do that. She kept trying to prove the others wrong. She looked at the oh god. She looked at Earth to remember how far she'd come. Why did she look at Earth? Because she wanted to see how far she had come. She had come a long distance. Now, here, something interesting starts, the negative ones. Mina wore a helmet made of a salad bowl so as not to feel left out of real space missions. Why did she wear a helmet made of a salad bowl? Because she didn't want to feel left out of real space missions. She studied science carefully so as not to disappoint her teacher. Why did she study hard? Because she didn't want to disappoint her teacher. So she studied science carefully so as not to disappoint her teacher. She kept dreaming big. Kept dreaming, it means she dreamt again and again. She kept dreaming big so as not to give up when others left. Why did she keep dreaming big? Because she didn't want to give up. Others laughed at her, but she needed to keep herself motivated. And she trained every day so as not to remain the scared girl from the small town. So why did she train every day? Because she didn't want to be the same scared girl from a small town. She's not a scared girl from a small town anymore. So she studied every day so as not to remain the same girl. And she spoke about her dream proudly so as not to show any fear of failure. Why did she speak of her dream proudly? Because she didn't want to appear to be afraid. Fear of failure is horrible. I don't want to have fear of failure. It stops you. She flew in a real spaceship so as not to let her childhood dream stay unfinished. She flew in a real spaceship so as not to let her childhood dream stay unfinished. She had a childhood dream, she wanted to achieve it, and she didn't want to let it go. So as not to let it go, she flew in a real spaceship. All right, so that's the story of Mina. For me, very inspirational. I hope you got inspired by it, and I hope you'll go out and read the book Grit. If you have a dream and you want to achieve it, you need to read this book. It's an amazing one. Grit by Angela Duckworth. Duckworth. Okay. And I hope you learn the grammar. I hope you'll be able to use it. You can try to make some sentences in order to practice this grammar. For example, why do you wake up early? I wake up early so as not to lose the sunlight. I wake up or miss the sunlight. Sunrise, sorry. I wake up early so as not to miss the sunrise. Another example could be I wake up early so as not to miss my first session. Another question could be, why do you learn English? I learn English so as not to fear speaking in public in English. So you can use so as to, in order not to, or so as not to answer these questions. Another one could be, why do you want to develop your skills? So any question with why, you probably can answer with one of these words. You can practice that.